Got to get those houses in order. All you like deep astrology fans out there haven't really done too much on the houses. And that's what we're going to get into too as well. So it's going to be rapidly moving. Hopefully, if everything keeps looking up as it's been, I appreciate the support you guys have been giving us. You know what I'm saying? And just helping to continue to get the views and just anything, just to keep this going. So, but we got to talk about the houses because I'm going to start with the eighth house and kind of kick it off here. And that's going to start a new segment too on houses. So we're going to have several different series just kind of coming out at random times. But this thing here with the houses, the reason why I think it's important to put this out is because, like, when you kind of watch me, and astrology's deep like this, you're literally involved in what's called like an eighth house type of scenario. Because any occult, any master ceremony, or any, occultist that's like really into like helping and instructing a lot of people and doing rituals and like not really leading people, but like guiding people, has to have some type of eighth house energy in order to be successful. Because the eighth house is one of the most key houses because it's not only like a very spiritual house, a very occultist house, a very dark house, a house of secret societies. I mean, you got all of the stuff that we kind of deal with in spirituality kind of playing out here in the eighth house, right? So it's important that you understand that because like when you watch this channel, you get into a lot of this stuff and we get into the scientific aspects of it. If you got a little bit of understanding on like the eighth house and the way the eighth house operates, that'll give you kind of like an edge or a niche on some of the stuff that I'm going to be covering. And the reason why it's important is because this is a mystical house. Like this is really the house where they talk about like the shit you don't believe in, like the paranormal. This is how you begin to understand it though. And it's the house of Scorpio, and Ophiuchus kind of like rides in that house too. So it's a lot of stuff right now in this current day and time playing out with the eighth house. It's the house of death, right? Many people are scared of it because like this is the house that you use when you do charts, right? And you want to predict someone's death. You would go into the eighth house. It's a deep house. The eighth house is like to really understand this. To solve the eighth house is to solve the mystery of a lot of those people that came up missing that they don't know is really dead, and those Houdinis and people like Fard Muhammad, like Master Fard Muhammad, some people call them, understanding all of that type of deep. Those are like mystics, man, and like deep in the game psychics. Noble Drew Ali, even Prophet Noble Drew Ali, but mainly really going into like, because he was more in the light. So we really wouldn't want to mention him with the eighth house, but like Fard and them, see, they had a lot of dark stuff that you didn't know about them that kind of made the people that they were. And all these people had, I've done their charts, had eighth house energy, if not had sun in the eighth house like I got. So I'm just saying that to say that like people that had his energy, these are the people that feel like, see, it's not like you feel like you're a prophet or something, but they put you in that situation. See, what it is that they know your chart. And we'll get more into this in the future because my time is just about out now, but they know your chart and they know who you're going to be. And a lot of times they invest into this shit, right? Envision this shit in advance. So if you can figure this shit out, this is how you get rich because they got the money waiting on you, but you got to be exactly what they plan to be. Or it's always another option to try to change it because if it could be something that leads you on a bad course. But this is the type of readings that I do. And this is where that information comes from. It comes live, straight from out the eighth house. I call it like live from out the dungeon or whatever. So, I mean, you have many people. I haven't done a lot of charts, but I know you got many people. Like I said, you got like Crowley that definitely had a lot of eighth house energy. You had a Madame Blavatsky. She had a lot of eighth house energy. I've studied her chart. You've even like I've studied like Walter Berg and them. He doesn't have a lot of eighth house energy, and I want to kind of throw him in here too in this video. But he's the one that actually was gifted with the rest of the information about the universe to come out with Ophiuchus, though. It was really my research. He was the main source. And if that's eighth house energy all day. So you want to look into Walter Berg, like he's one of that's my really teacher when it comes to Ophiuchus energy. And of course, Sister Femi, too. Mainly Sister Femi, but I'm saying she introduced me to him. And then I even went deeper into it through him. So I guess you could say that's our group. You know what I'm saying? That's our soul group right there. That's part of it right there. But yeah, you want to study Berg and them, man. and Walter Berg and all of them deep eighth house astrologers and get into understanding that. And then that'll take you into what's called understanding death and how energy works. Because when you die, I'm gonna point this out too. This is something that I've learned from the eighth house. You die on levels. Like you die in your body first, right? But then your consciousness moves into what's called your DNA. And this is how you can get into like everlasting life. Because when your conscious moves into your DNA, you're still alive. This is kind of like where the Frankenstein scenario comes from. So my time is out. They cut me off. I'm gonna come back up with more as we jump into these houses. You know, just coming up with exciting episodes. And we do got some more information and people. You know, as far as interviews to do, not just people, but our new personality to interview again. There's some more information that's gonna come out on that level too. So you guys stay tuned. Keep the donations coming. 13 signs astrology at gmail.com. PayPal. Peace.